My name's Raven Newsom. This is Jordan.
Jordan?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, y'all, at first.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming to our clinic. We love to teach. We love to be able to engage with everyone that comes out. I love being able to see new people coming in the sport. And one of the most important things that you have in disc golf is putting. So having a good, solid putting game allows you to score really well, allows you to reward good throws with good putts. So if you throw a good shot, you're going to get your birdie. It's very important to be able to have that nice finishing result. So one of the best ways to look at putting is there's no one way that makes putts
I'll
good.
do both.
Do you need to go over there?
No, we'll do a little bit of both.
Okay, cool. Yeah. There's no, if you look at the best putters in the world, they all putt different. Matteo putts different than Kevin, then putts different from Ricky, then putts different from Paul, then from Adam. But you look at how they putt, and they're all very good. So there are 4 fundamental components that go into putting. And if you stick to the fundamental components, if you hit those components, you will putt very well. So when you look at all of their stuff, they all have 4 things that go together. So the first one, when you putt, is weight transfer. You're transferring your weight from your back to your front. If you're straddling, you're going up to down, but your weight comes from the back and forward when you putt. You need to have weight transfer. Your second is keeping the disc in line with the basket. So if you're in my basket in this situation, I'm starting the disc on the basket, going down the basket, up the basket, and right at him. You ready? Right to his hand, staying on it. Nice. Perfect. So you go down the basket, up the basket, through. So what's the first component? What's the second component? Staying in line with the pole. Perfect. Staying up and down the basket. Your third one is spin. Every putt has spin. You can be a push putter all you want to, but the disc has some rotation. So it's very important to have rotation on the disc when you putt. For me, the best way to do it, if you look at the disc like it's a clock, this is the 12, the 1, the 2, the 3. You're going to put, if you're right-handed, you're going to put your hand with your right pointer finger at the 130. Like this knuckle right here, you're going to put at the 130 on the clock. So your hand is a little turned, yeah, just like that. So that way, when you putt, all that happens is you go from the 130 to the 3. Just this motion.
Just that wrist snap.
Just that wrist. It'll naturally give you all the rotation you need to get to the basket from 45 feet. And then all you have to do is adjust everything else. But the 130 position is going to be very, very critical. All you do is go from 130 to 3. Just this motion. So you go weight transfer, down the pole, up the pole, pop the wrist. But the most important component of all of them, you can make putts by just doing this, is follow through. Every putt needs follow through. When you are putting down the basket, up the basket, through to the basket, you have to finish with your hand out towards it. If your hand finishes here, you're gonna miss low, you're gonna miss left and right. So when you putt, that hand needs to come all the way through and at the pole and extend it out. So when I'm putting, I'm shifting my weight back, down the pole, up the pole, forward, and following through. And it's very important when you want to make putts to keep the disc on the pole over and over. And that's how putts are going to stay, and that's how putts are going to go in. So first component is what? What's the second component? In line with the basket. What's the third component? Spin. What's the fourth component? Follow through. What's the most important component? What do I need you to remember by the end of this? Follow through. Always follow through. All the time. That is how putts go in.
And I'm going to reiterate what he's saying, because when you think about it, when you're putting and so I'm normally, when I putt, my front foot is in line with the pole. Okay, and this is just showing me that I'm in line, and all I have to do is follow through and with it. Okay, it's so easy that, like, literally the disc is on line the whole way. And think about a putter or any disc, no matter, oh my gosh, there's a couple deer running through there.
Oh my gosh, yeah, there's a whole horde of them.
So think about a putter, okay? No matter how you putt or how much you spin it, it's not moving left to right like a driver, okay? The driver, or like when you throw a disc, it's going out and swinging. Like no matter how much spin, like that, it's not moving in general too. So like think of it, me personally, we'll get this later, but I have a little bit of a different, I kind of relate it to baseball. I use the basket as a strike zone, okay? Instead of aiming for like a different link, like say I aim for this link right here and I miss it over here, I would just kind of tell myself like, oh, that's a bad putt, versus say like, look at my strike zone, boom, 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 boom. It don't matter what it goes, it's look at this more broad versus that too. So it's just a way to help me kind of putt straighter and follow through. And I think right now I'm struggling right now a lot with follow it through. So I'm kind of coming down lower and popping it, or just like putting all the weight on my front foot, because there's been a lot of rounds where right here, that I put too much. So like the air isn't left or right, it's just up and down, and that's just releasing it to that, okay? When realistically, my front foot is at the pole, basically then that aligns my belly button to the center of the pole, okay? Because as a spin putter, I'm coming down right here, and all I have to do is that, okay? And this tells me if I miss my putt right, my wrist is open or my arm is that way, or if I early release it, it's that. And that's just basically showing that.
To build on that, as he's saying, is like you're learning from your missed putts by your follow through.
Right.
If your hand is opening up,
correct,
you know
it's
that
like
you're
breaking
missing
the wrist
to the
okay.
side. If you're missing left, your hand isn't falling through at the basket.
Right.
And he's reiterating that follow through throughout
so
all
important.
of your rounds is the most important, because if you're missing low, it means that you're not getting your hand up, which is what he was pointing
and you're
out.
never getting yourself a chance at making the putt. So like imagine this hole right here behind us, like you overthrow your approach and now you got that. It was like you literally have to follow through and pop it higher to get into the basket, or else you're never going to give it a chance.
Exactly.
Too, so.
And one thing to add on to that too is I always tell people, you either lay it up or you run it.
Right.
There's no in between. There's no half like, all right, maybe it'll go
right.
in. I'll just throw it kind of like this.
Undercommitted, or
either,
just like...
You either run it or you don't.
Right.
And if you make the choice to run it, you follow through the basket, you give it every chance it has of going in, and accept the consequences if
right.
you miss. If you airmail it, that is on you.
Right.
And you probably should have laid it up to
right.
begin with. But it's bound to happen.
I mean, especially playing at our level, it's like you see these guys, like if they're 80 feet on that basket, they're running it, and they're going to accept the 50-footer, then make it. Like that's the thing about the pro level.
You play your game and
right.
the odds for you.
Right.
And that's one amazing thing about disc golf is so many people can play it very differently. And if you want to be able to be very good at disc golf, it all starts in putting.
If I'm 50 feet away, I'm giving a slight bid compared to him. He's just like, I'm jamming that thing.
It's like, I'm going to run it.
Yeah, it's just like, that's the difference. And like, that's why he's a better circle 2 putter, where I'm like a circle 1, like boom, like give me inside the circle.
Yes.
You know, like that's what our difference is right now. Like I'll take circle 1, he'll take circle 2. But when I'm at 28, 29 feet, barely outside, it's a little scary because I wish I was a little farther back where I can put a little bit more juice onto it.
That's
okay.
True. So. He's insinuating that I suck at circle 1.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying he's a better circle 2 putter than me. So
one thing that I do like to do with stuff like this, though, I want kind of everyone to spread out just a little bit. I want everyone to have a couple of putts real quick, just thinking about those motions that we just talked about. You can spread it out. Try not to hit each other.
You're more welcome to putt it, do it up too. So
yeah, it's important. And if you have any questions on whether or not it's working for you,
we're here to help you guys. So like ask away too. So it's personal preference, just like the whole game of disc golf. Whatever feels good, use. My putt's different than his. My throw's different than his, and like that's why it's so fortunate. And just like that, like you can just see the difference right there already. It's like that's how he putts. Yeah, like, but realistically, it's the same 4 common things that it's happening. So
exactly.
Yeah. So go ahead and.
So let me add in real quick before we do putt. The first component is weight transfer, loading the weight from the back to the front. The second is keeping the disc in line with the pole from the start of your swing to the finish of your swing. The third is spin. Every putt needs to have spin. Start at the 130 and finish at the 3.
And just reach for it.
Fourth is follow through. Yes, reach all the way through the basket. You're putting out the back. That's the game plan. So, on 3, everyone putts. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Yeah.
Someone learned something. All right, we have more putters. Everyone have another putter?
No.
All right, here, take this one.
Go ahead, man.
Nice. All right. Ready, set, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
All right.
Hey, get in there.
Proper. I like it. All
Awesome.
right. If anyone has any more, go ahead and toss it real quick. 3,
Yeah.
2, 1, go.
Nice, smooth.
I love
yeah,
it.
Super.
All right, let's pick up this. Pick
Yeah,
up this.
do it
We'll
up.
try it again.
So you guys have played practice rounds,
Yep.
right? There's not a single flat green on this course.
It's rare.
What is your recommendation for when you're below the basket?
Below the basket?
Extreme kind of like.
I'll let you take this.
Yeah.
We'll keep going. All right. Yeah,
When-
everyone
when
bring
you're
it in just a
below the-
little
so
bit
like, say
closer. I
I'm
like
putting
it.
this way. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. My biggest thing is following, like it's kind of like I go this to this.
So you actually put it nose up?
Put it nose up, and because realistically, when you're going up so uphill, it's
Yeah.
not gonna go like past it. You know, like
on three,
you
we're
have to
gonna
put so
putt
much
again.
power
Ready?
to get there. So like when I'm putting elevated,
2,
I'm just
3.
literally following through up at the. I'm aiming for the number plate every
So
time.
you're just throwing
What's the most
more.
important
up.
component?
Yep.
Okay.
Or even like some people go like that.
So I guess.
It's just all spin.
Well, I tend to come like this.
Yeah, so like
Is
what?
that
See,
too much?
see what's
Okay.
happening? There you go.
So I need to get more of a
More of the
little-
nose angle because when you think about it like this,
No,
You
it
literally-
literally
it
it
drops.
drives
It
drives
drops.
down and it's
Yeah.
it's either band
thing I
or
want
it's
everyone
bucket,
to
but
yeah.
it's not in the
yeah,
basket.
it's just a little bit middle.
So
okay?
a little bit more keeping
Following
it-
through.
keeping it nose up.
Yep,
on it.
nose up.
Okay,
Because
so
because think about a disc. The disc is going up, but as it's still moving, it's like slowly falling backwards. Like imagine like an MTA, like boom down. Okay,
Perfect. That's
same
great. I
concept.
love it.
okay,
All right. So something that is really, really important.
interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just like that little twist or whatever too.
You
Or
need
like
to be
I'm just kind of like reaching for the pole. Like I'm trying to hit
As soon as you putt
like
forward,
pole or
don't
left
put
side
your hand
because
back.
it's
I
if
want
you over
to
grip
putt
it on the right
forward
side of
and
the
hold your
chain,
hand
it's
up
not gonna.
on the ground. All right. So on 3, ready? 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Love seeing
Yeah,
that.
look at the results. Look at the
So
results.
many more
Right.
discs are in the basket.
It's kind of like a imagine like a basketball shot when you shoot the basket, people are like, oh my gosh, it's the follow through. Same concept.
It is. It is. All right. On 3 again. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is. And but you got to know what it was because you had your hand out.
Right.
All right. If you have a disc, do it one more time. 3, 2, 1, go.
There it is.
Love it.
And
I love
that's
it.
just like helping with the follow through too in general, because wherever your hand is, realistically, that's where the disc should be coming out of.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Perfect. All right. Last bit. I want everyone to take 2 steps back. All right.
I'll try.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll putt. We'll putt too. All right. You get 2 steps back. On 3, you're gonna putt. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
No follow through for me.
I was followed through too hard. All right. On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
There you go. And think about it this way.
Long range putting's hard.
Think about it this way. What's your miss? What should your miss be?
Well,
High. Miss high.
yeah,
okay? Because realistically, if you miss low, it never had a chance. Okay? So like that's how I think of it too. It's like I'm trying to hit this every single time. Because if I come here, it's just like it never had a chance, you know, like it's just like one of those little mental things, okay? And that's just follow through. Like I obviously just putted and hit the cage. I didn't have follow through, you know, like then Raven had too much follow through, and like imagine right in the middle, boom.
Now I will add in real quick. Personally, I prefer if I'm going to miss. If I'm gonna miss, I'd rather spit out, knowing that I made the putt and it came back out. So
Commit
I can feel
to it.
Good.
Add some
Yeah.
pace onto it too, and like same thing with mine.
But 2, if I'm gonna miss, I honestly would rather miss low because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not
Right.
gonna roll. I'm not gonna do stuff. If I miss high, I got
And
comebackers.
it's just like I said, personal
But
preference.
it's just thinking.
So if you guys
Disc golf is played
yeah, think of
differently
questions,
by
and
everyone.
at the end we'll do a little Q&A too. So thanks for having us, and
Yeah.
we're gonna shift this way,
Yeah, you're gonna shift
shift that
towards-
way, so
we're gonna be heading
everybody's gonna
towards Dan.
shift out that way. So
Yeah.